sex is pleasurable, but there's something about how physically you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like your spouse can be so nice and he's being very understanding and everything's good, but if for you
feel some way
as a human being, you feel like some kind of way, it can also affect
It will affect intimacy
Yes.
a lot.
Greatly. Yeah.
This week on Bump Love, we're talking intimacy. Closer or colder? It's not necessarily in the bed.
it's really nice.
Can we touch? Are we holding hands? Are we just watching a movie while sitting next to each other?
The woman was created to complement, right? You are taken out of the rib, so you're complementing the man. The problem with us this time, we want to switch roles.
Those things of we quarreled, I'm not happy, what, he is not looking after me, I don't feel connected to him. As long as he demands, just put. Hello and welcome back to Bump Love. It's another beautiful week to engage with you. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and even share, because we're doing the series on marriage, Beyond the Vows. This week on Bump Love, we're talking intimacy. Closer or colder? Today on the show, we're peeling back the curtain on intimacy after I do. From dry seasons to reignited sparks, from unspoken expectations to mismatched desires. We're having the real conversations to find out what we are like, or what people are like behind the curtain of marriage. I hope you're excited. Are you? Because joining me on the show is our very own Sharon O. Thank you so much for coming.
Pleasure.
Mama boy, Barbara. Good to see you. Pastor Husky. Lovely to have you ladies on the show. Before we started the show, Barbara was saying something about
Lugambo.
some Lugambo. She was saying, you know, she's the queen of stories. So she was telling us when you're going to make love to a man, what the kind of men you should fear.
Sorry, we are laughing before you should say it.
I just shared the story. Somebody on social media said, Naaman, one day you'll give us heart attacks. So it was a moment of intimacy with the man, and he used his leg to undress her.
Mercy.
Is that acrobat? How is it? He used his leg, one of his legs, to remove her underwear. Pack her down. No hand, no hand. And she said, Banang, one day man, you'll give us a heart attack. How skilled can someone get? And that skill comes from repetition.
From experience.
So the whole time in her head, she was like, oh my God, how many times
How
has this
many
happened?
times
How many people has this done? Like,
She was not feeling love. She was thinking, I'm part of the list.
it was not a plus.
She loved it. Kalibambi, when you be there,
I
thinking
remember
you
reading
think you
that
can
thing
cool
and
move.
laughing so hard. She was like, Banange, man, one day you'll give us heart attacks. Because I think the entire time she was like, huh? What is it? How come my party has gone? What does he use this?
How many times has
How
he
come
done
he's
it?
still holding my boobs? But how come the party? I feel a party going on. He was just using his leg. Anyway, jokes aside, when someone says intimacy, what's your personal definition of intimacy? And how does it differ from the men around you?
From the men around me.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I hear things, I like to first ask, what's his name? Mr. Google. Close familiarity or friendship. A cozy and private or relaxed atmosphere.
Okay.
So I'm thinking intimacy. You know, sometimes you think about just the sexual part of it, but I feel like intimacy is your inside jokes. Like you're so used to each other. You complete my sentences. That's how I could say it. Like if I'm thinking something, before I even say, you're like, Barbara, No, but
Yeah.
like we're just too in
Teasing a
sync.
point.
Yeah.
In sync.
Yeah, we're in sync. Like we're so close that, I mean, even when I know you, I knew you were going to be annoyed, but I had to.
Yeah.
I slipped up or something, but I can read that now this is not, for me, that's what intimacy is. And it will sometimes, not sometimes, it then speaks to the sexual side of it.
Yeah.
Because if you're not in sync with side, even that side, you're just playing, you're lying. You're just doing it for, it has to be done. Yeah, but with intimacy, then you won't even struggle with the sexual side of it. Your husband and wife will
exciting.
you'll just be like, I've met a couple that even has a code for it. Like they can actually talk about it. They're going to have sex and you have no clue what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But so you might even join in because they're talking maybe about cake or something, and
You're like, even
and
giving
they're
me
even
a
laughing
slice.
at you.
They're like,
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. They're in so much sync. They're like, They have an entire conversation, and for me, that's what intimacy looks like. Synchrony. Yeah.
Oh.
for me, intimacy is connection.
Yeah.
How do we connect?
Yeah.
And without even thinking of it, you know, this world has over-sexualized intimacy. That the minute someone says, those guys are intimate,
Yeah.
So
your head just
sleeping
goes
together?
straight,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to these guys are sleeping together. But for me, it's that connection, the ability to connect
Yeah.
at different levels.
Yeah.
Are we emotionally intimate?
Yeah.
Are we intellectually intimate?
Spiritually.
Are we spiritual?
Come
And
on.
I think for me, spiritually is
key.
so
Yeah.
powerful because
Yeah.
you connect at a level that's different from anybody else.
Yeah.
Physical even is not necessarily in the bed.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Can we touch?
Yeah.
Are we holding hands?
Yeah.
Are we just watching a movie while sitting next to each other? And the thing with intimacy really is it's the body releases that pleasure hormone, the love hormone, called, what is it, oxytocin?
Yes.
And it comes from intimacy.
Yeah.
Emotional intimacy is,
Even financial.
if I speak, do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, financial
I know,
intimacy.
right?
Do you understand each other financially?
Yes.
Do you know?
People,
Yeah.
you can have all those things, but if you're fighting
Over money. And money is so important.
even just, oh my gosh,
It's so fun. It's the least
it's-
capital.
yeah, financial, even just life. Like, do you get it? Do we connect? Like, I might not be in sync with you, we might not be the same, but like my opinion versus yours, it just fits in like a glove. It's so perfect.
Even when it's different.
Yeah.
Like we'll come with different opinions, have good intellectual conversation. And when we stand up, all of us are feeling stimulated or, you know, happy because of the conversation.
Yeah.
But then does that now mean that you can have intimacy away from your marriage partner?
Mercy.
Because you see what we're
I
saying?
know where you're going.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Based on what you're
And
saying.
you say this
I see.
person, emotionally, I feel they understand me. They listen and they validate my emotions.
Maybe
a
the
very
word would
thin
sort of
line.
change though. The
No.
wording would change.
No.
That's
Because
what-
you
that's-
see,
that's the
stepping
exact
away from
feeling
your
you're
relationship
feeling.
is not only when you
Sexual.
enter the bed.
Yeah.
Yes, it is that
Oh no,
connection
I get what you mean
and
now.
the in sync
Yeah.
that you can say, we've never,
Yeah.
but
You're intimate in so many ways. Yeah.
dry, that's the person that feels you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
You
that's
land on like a
dangerous.
huge
It is
deal,
very,
and the
very-
first person
that's
you're thinking
dangerous.
call is,
Yes.
you know, is
that's
that
Even
person.
financially.
See, that's
That the financial
connection.
intimacy, you're like, I'm thinking,
Oh.
if I did this, can I do this? If this will this, you know, I have this idea, I want to invest here, and the person understands you and says yes, and I can help. How can I help you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also sharing those things that are part of your day-to-day life with your spouse is a beautiful thing. I
Yes.
think
I think it's
intimacy
really
even
good
shows up
intimacy.
stronger in
Yes.
things like that.
Yeah.
It could be just a run-through of your day, but you constantly wanting to talk about your day and you're genuinely interested. You had a
Yeah.
big meeting. How did it go?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you were smart today. You look too sharp. What was the plan?
Yeah.
Oh, I had like you're interested. You're
In the everyday thing.
in the normal day-to-day run, yeah?
Yeah.
Like for me, I like couples that you know, that thing of checking on one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I saw you in the morning, but
So what's up? How's your day going?
Yeah, we're talking like at lunchtime. It's I love it.
It's
Intimacy.
that's intimacy.
I
love it.
Intimacy.
My husband. I can be like, baby, hi. He's like, what's up? It's all well. Baby, I was just checking on. He's like, Manuela, I'll call you back.
I think that also
It happens
it
sometimes,
depends.
but
Cultivate.
either way, even after, with that reaction of, because at times they are in the middle of something. But after
that,
that
like,
something,
she
checked.
the person is able to reflect back and
You
be
guys,
like,
it depends on
checked
who it is.
me.
I have a friend who would complain about her husband. She's like, he doesn't pick, he doesn't what, he's not there. He makes it seem like he's the only one who works. Is he the busiest? I don't know what should make noise. One day he said, can you come with me to work? She went with him. She said at lunchtime, she walked out of his office like she's going to the toilet. He
never
escaped
came
and
back.
went home. He called after 2 hours. Wait, where are you? She said, I went home 2 hours ago. But she said that was the last day she complained.
Yeah.
And that's his daily life. That's why he asked her to come to the office with him.
For me, he didn't ask me. I just
Ah!
happened.
To be there.
But even to talk between us, like to finish a story.
was difficult.
Nga, you can't finish that. Nga, you see, so where had we ended? We had ended on the part where, hello?
No, but you see,
I met Manuela and Brian one time at Forest Mall. Brian was on the phone. Manuela was just walking near him. And then she told me, this is how we've been for 3 hours.
Yeah.
wow.
He's just on the phone. I'm just following him where he's going.
Where he's going.
Yeah.
So, but then he has this thing where he'll call me like in the day and he's like, baby, I have Luca.
Gambo.
Yeah, that sounds like the two of you.
When I come, just remind me brown trousers, green tree, and gold.
Keywords.
We
Those
shall
are the
continue from
keywords.
there.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, baby, I'll see you.
Now, that's what I was going to say, that even when the partner seems busy,
Okay.
it shall register
That you checked
on
in.
him.
Yeah.
You see how
Okay.
your friend's husband would be busy and all? Let her stop doing it. Eventually, he will ask you, don't check on me anymore.
Yeah.
So I think for me, the checking is not to make yourself feel happy. Maybe it does.
Yeah.
But also to your spouse, to communicate, you're busy, but you remembered me in your day.
Yeah.
But
And
okay.
it pays off eventually.
Sharon,
guys.
there's the flip side of it. There are people who are not raised in homes with that kajanja. Like
It's
I grew
not
up in a home.
kajanja, they
Listen,
pretend.
I'm getting somewhere. I was raised in a home where we check on each other. How are you doing? Are you breathing? Are you okay? We could do it 6
Have you
times a day.
eaten?
Yeah. But then the other people, if Barbara hasn't said anything, she's okay. Do you click? Yes. That they were,
And
they're
when
like,
you
and
come
it's
home
not
in the
even a
evening,
bad
we
thing.
shall catch up.
Yeah.
Some people are
Sometimes we'll
different.
catch up even
It's
in
not
the
a bad
evening.
thing.
But
It's
yeah,
a
and it's
luxury.
fine, yes.
Yeah, that he knows you're okay, and if there's no alarm, I know you're good. So even when you start this whole check-in every time, they'll be like, Chichi, are you in crisis mode?
When they tell you the other money you saw is not mine.
I get the other money is
But
Yeah.
I understand where she's
It's
coming
learned.
Yes,
from.
absolutely.
That I was raised in an environment where we care for each other, but you don't have to check on somebody.
Yeah,
all
it's
the
true,
time,
yes.
Yeah? But the problem with that is, I'm there and like some guy is checking on me.
You're not.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, you don't
But
see
All
that
the
point.
flip
checking on
side.
me.
You're there and you're
Yeah.
not checking on Brian, but some girl is checking.
Yeah.
on him. Because let's be honest, even if you're not a checker, when people check on you, it
Feel
does
good.
something.
That's what I'm saying, that it's
Pretend all
learned,
you
so
want.
don't start, like,
Teach yourself.
be patient with some people.
Yeah, okay.
You understand? I don't expect my person to do what I do, because for me it's natural. I've done it for over 35 years, right? But for him, now he has to adjust to, oh my God, this chick checks on me every 2 hours. Chichi. But then he realizes that's how you communicate,
how you do.
and then he slowly gets into then you'll find that he now also starts, hey, how you doing? But
Actually,
it
I
shouldn't
think
be
at
that
times for some
pressure.
couples, your better half doesn't get on the
At all.
program at all.
Guys,
Yeah,
Not
but also
that
you
they
can
don't
also
enjoy
get,
it,
you can also
but they
meet them
don't-
halfway.
But they
You
don't
guys,
get
have
to
you
the
ever met a
program.
couple? Nga both of them. I have a friend, Helga.
Yeah.
It's like after I'm going to let you know what I'm going to do.
Next.
After I'm done with it, I'll also tell you I'm done. I'm going to the next one.
Wow.
Also, the husband,
That's
he's
the
like,
same.
I'm on this thing now, but after
I'm going
done,
to call you.
on this one. They call each other. Oh, by the way, I finished now meeting Manuela. So now I'm going to meet Barbara.
Even me.
Yeah, I'm still in the meeting. As I told you. Yeah. Then the meeting, his meeting games, she's still meeting Barbara. It's like, hey, by the way, My meeting has gone.
Hold
Now
on.
I'm going to drive to pick up the baby. She's like, no, I'm still meeting with Barbara. Yeah, but things are so good. So next time I'm going to meet Husky. So, okay, so can we meet like there somewhere? But now get that couple, I can be like, oh my God.
It's like they give each other running commentary of how the day is
commentary,
going.
But even then,
And
they're not
that's
even
the-
going like in deep in like.
Just
And
the
then
highlight.
just quick highlights.
Do you know what you
We
reminded
shall
me of?
continue
So
from there
also,
when-
yes,
Just
no one
when
will
they-
find the husband and say, your wife was at, and he's shocked.
nothing.
I met your wife at Village Mall.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
He was there
Oh,
to
yeah.
pick our laundry.
Oh, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
she was there to pick
It's
our
accountability,
laundry.
You may remember when Sharon was telling us how she asked for, how was your day?
I ran down. Tell me the whole day.
Or meet something, you go and see me because I've been checking on you. You understand?
Now that's not communication.
That was
exactly.
a battle.
They were real bad manners. But you
really
see,
communicating.
what I wanted to say is if you had that, you wouldn't have to ask.
Yeah.
Because I know how your day was.
You're running commentary.
Yeah.
You're running commentary.
Yeah.
But I find that intimacy quite
It's so dope.
The way they are, and then after that, they reach home and they're like, can everybody go to bed? You now what happened when I was in the laundry. Yeah.
Now the details come.
Now the details
come.
You cannot see them uncomfortable when they have visitors.
They want people to go so that they can
So that they
talk.
can just, I find their relationship so intimate, like in that way, and
Yeah.
I find it so beautiful.
I've met a guy who says for him, he's uncomfortable when his wife asks all the time, how was your day? So he was asking me, so now, Barbara, does she want a running commentary like I left here?
Already,
Then
but
I,
I'm saying
I,
a
I,
running
I
commentary
passed
is
Java's, I
a
picked a
bone.
cup of coffee, then I met,
not used to it.
then I met, because he said for her, when she asks me, I say, oh, it was good, the meetings went well. When I ask her, I need to sit down. Like, she can't answer me as I'm walking. Because, and then
I went to the kitchen.
we went to eat food. And then the restaurant, those guys serve bad food, by the way.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
And then it's like,
Wow.
Tunalia.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
it's not his thing.
It's not his thing.
But it's his wife's thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she can also turn it down and they meet halfway. He didn't have to come the whole way.
No, he lets her.
Yeah.
He lets her have her day. Nzemi, you can let me have your day, but tomorrow if I have a connector, a connecting
I will
story,
connect.
and you can't connect, you are finished. But I told you about that chicken.
Episode 2.
You don't remember? You mean me what I tell you?
So my things are not important.
Greetings.
Yeah,
to you,
so when
Mr.
I was talking, you were
Has
dozing.
really suffered.
You had switched off.
For me, intimacy is safety.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Can I be vulnerable with you? Can I be me, like fully me? And can I get no judgment? Yes, I have bad manners, but also you have bad manners. Can we accept each other's? You understand what I mean? Like, you're a work in progress. I'm also a work in progress. Can we accept each other as broken human beings trying to do life together? For me, that's intimacy. Because then you're kinder to each other. Yeah, and you feel safe. Like I can feel safe, especially me as a woman. My emotions, are they safe with you?
Without judging how I chose to
Without
express
judging
myself.
us.
If I talked when I'm crying, that's how I chose to express myself today.
Like that is me. Like today, like can you just, are you able to, can I feel
Safe, yeah.
safety
It
for
makes a lot of
me?
sense.
Yes, and because when then I feel safe, and probably I have daddy issues, I don't know. When I feel safe, then everything is easy.
All
Yeah.
other
Struggle.
intimacies fall in
All other
place.
intimate. You want to do what to the finances, baby? Because I know if I'm safe with you, you have my best
Interests,
interest.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I know that you feel like you want good for me,
We're okay.
any kind of intimacy from me, you will get. However, what I've found, like now for men, remember when I asked you guys how is it different from the male in your lives? I've found that, like now for me, my emotional intimacy is so important. It leads to my physical intimacy.
And I think you speak for many women.
Many women. Oh yes.
We're emotional
And then for
beings.
most men, it is the physical that leads to the
Emotional.
There's a man who told me one time, an older man, meanwhile, he said, Men give love to get sex. Women give sex to get love. That's why if a woman sleeps with a man and he goes cold, or ghosts
stressed.
or whatever, oh my God, it's like he went with her kidney. She feels super played.
Yeah.
Like
Used.
after I gave.
Yeah.
And then now he's gone cold because she's given the sex in anticipation that she will be loved back.
Oh,
Now the
man.
men will give love, hoping that
You
one
gonna
day,
give
it. Some sex.
yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
get out
Yeah,
of it.
one day.
Yeah. So I think that thing, sometimes I ask God, I'm like, but why? Why would you make us so different? That like now we are doomed to fail right from the beginning. Like,
So when they say that men understand love through submission, through respect, what does that mean?
Maybe that's their intimacy.
I think that if you go back again, Bible basics, he was created to have dominion. That's what he was initially, right? That he was given the power to name the things, do this, do that. And then the woman was created to complement, right? You were taken out of the rib, so you're complementing the man. The problem with us this time, we want to switch roles and to be like, all of us were created in God's image because that's why he's the priesthood of the home.
so now
The body has one head. Nobody has two heads.
I get that part, but like, so then that's when he feels like I'm being.
So you
I
see,
think
for
that's
them,
his intimacy.
that's why it goes into respect. That's why it goes into submission. Because the car has one steering wheel.
Make a
Katika, we're both
submission,
going to
Rachel.
drive.
Why have you put it in?
Because that's a whole topic on its own. You know why I did that? Because everybody understands it differently, and we can argue about that for hours.
And you don't want to go into that.
No, me, I don't struggle. I've
Not
learned that
today.
when you make noise, we open the Bible. If it's not there, it's not true.
I
Very
listened,
simple.
I listened to a
Yes.
gentleman speak today
Yeah.
in the presence of his wife and his son. And somebody asked a question, making decisions. Now, how do you manage as a family? And this was the gentleman's response. Very confident. Because
Yeah.
you could see it's something he has practiced for a long time. The family has got it, the children get it, the wife gets it. He said for every household, there must be a leader.
There we go.
Want it or not, there must be a leader.
Yeah.
Where when the leader says this is what we are going with,
You go with the
respectfully,
leaders. Yes.
we will go with that.
Yeah.
Because as a leader, I create an environment for everybody to give their opinion.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
A
I'm the
decision has
last
to be
chess
made,
player.
yeah.
That pawn play is the
I'm the
final.
one.
I'm
It's
the one.
me.
And it needs to be known
Yep.
by everyone on that table. And I was like, wow.
That couple, the lady calls her husband my master. When she is, what she needs to make a decision about it, she says, in Luganda, kambuze mukama wange.
Mwami n'omukyala.
Says, let me ask my husband.
Batumidde.
But also in terms of intimacy, why for them it's intimacy? It's, somebody said the words "I love you" don't mean much to a man.
Yeah.
Not really.
Whereas a woman, when your husband says "I love you," that day you're walking on what are they called? Springboards or what?
Yeah.
But you will say it and then disrespect him.
And he's like, no.
Yeah. So the words they
You see
don't
that thing
really
you
mean
said?
much.
There's a time it wasn't a big argument with Gilbert, my late husband, and he was like, and then I said, I love you. He's like, Demi, love is a doing word.
It's a doing word. Where did I see that thing we were teaching our children?
Yes. They know you love them by the way you're
Love is a
acting.
verb
Yeah,
to
it's a
them.
big
Yes.
word.
The way you're acting. You can say all your things.
Your
You can go on
actions.
social media and be like, I love you, babe. Wah, wah, wah.
Even send
As
your
long
emojis.
as your body language, that mouth of yours. Like, it's just the respect and everything you're doing will let him know that you love him.
Are
And
you
I think
allowing
it's
him
not
to
just a
lead the
man
home
thing.
also?
That's why I say that for me, I think now I'm different. I'm not going to melt because my husband has said I love you. It will feel nice. But I want continuity. So when she said words like safety comes with people being consistent. Yeah? So yes, he has said I
Not
love
today
you.
he's showing love, tomorrow he's cold, today he's showing, tomorrow
Yeah.
he's
I
cold.
can't
So
deal.
you don't know.
You
me
don't
too.
know. You're
I,
like
really,
as
I
if
also
on
can't
eggshells.
deal. I just
yeah. So for me, I thrive. Intimacy thrives
Yeah.
for me when people are consistent. And I say this delicately because I know that there are also seasons.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you will deal with things. Even your partner will deal with things, and the season we are in, guys, we just made like a wrong business deal.
Decision.
Things are tough.
Environment to see your love, your solution. You get it,
And they can be really
And-
solution driven.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at that time, as a helper, maybe that's what he actually needs. I didn't have for me to come, and in that time, I'm saying,
You've not sent
did
me
not
flowers.
say- Now there,
I
yeah, we
said
are
I
being
love you and
confused.
you didn't reply.
We are real big.
I said I love you and you kept quiet.
Like, there are big things
And
to
you
be
said
dealing
thank
with.
you. I love you, babe. Thank you.
Bambi, there's a lady who was sharing that for her, if her husband leaves the house and he has not kissed her, her whole day is a mess. And I remember what different ladies, and then one lady said, Manuela's auntie, she said, guys, if women knew how many problems men have, they would have given them grace over something.
Yeah.
Like he has forgotten, he has gone. Dear, she can call him out of the car.
No, now the
Advice.
advice to.
I'm late for a meeting.
Oh my God, because
No, but also kiss him. Why are you waiting for him to kiss you? It makes you feel good.
You were in
Kiss
the
them.
kitchen and you ran. He was
I follow you.
No, you guys. If you've conditioned me for a kiss,
Kiss me before you get out.
I saw by there somewhere that men who kiss their wives before they go or when they wake up, they live longer. So what they
do with that information.
Use it the way you. Yeah.
But that said, have you guys did you ever in your marriages ever get to a season where your physical intimacy was strained? Maybe you can share what caused it, but tell us how you navigated the period when they were not getting some.
For me, I can just share. It's for me really. It's just childbirth.
Oh yes, man, childbirth.
You're sleeping in one hour or 1.5 hours. You're hardly sleeping. There's somebody crying. The body has every day for like the first 3 months feels like a truck ran over it.
Yeah.
Like, then when it starts to feel better, the truck
Another
comes
truck
back.
comes back.
Comes
I
and
tell you,
runs over
heavier.
it.
Another truck comes back,
Heavier.
this one is even heavier than the other. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Then you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like,
I don't look pretty.
this is my body.
Yeah.
Or somebody else's
God.
body. You know, so you're just not in that space. But then there's also the physical. There's a C-section. There's a wound that's actually
There's a
healing.
breast
The
that is
back
filling
ache.
with milk.
Yes, there's a backache. You know, there's the menstrual process that takes a weeks or something to get. That one is most obvious.
Chakanga, the husband's
there's a lot going
Banange,
on.
you are so juice.
Excuse
You're
me.
saying, boy, I'm going through it.
Somebody was sharing that husband would keep asking.
The doctor said how many
They
weeks?
said how many
Yeah.
weeks?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, for you as a woman, it's the last thing because you're
you're
navigating
right.
so many things at the same time.
You know when they go back for review and the doctor's like, any questions? How long before? That's his question.
Is she okay now? Is she okay now? But the doctor's like, yes. No. Is she okay now?
And you're like,
This is what
can't you
this
ask
is
a
what I
question
want
about
to
the
hear.
baby?
Yeah, and
That one after that, that's the last postnatal they go for.
they can't escort you again.
6 months in a
No, pap smear. The doctor says, come back for pap smear. You leave a bill to remind you, says, by then you need pap smear. But he will not escort you. No, and I think for me, what really helps in that season is to tell yourself that, look, my body has just been through 1 year of a grueling process. It needs time to heal. Give it time. But also to remind yourself that this is temporary.
Yeah.
Once it passes and you've given the body enough time to heal, you've healed emotionally, you've healed
physically, yeah.
My
You're
friend.
back like you never left.
I'll be
You're
back.
back better than you left. I love that one.
Full with acrobatics.
Let me tell you.
I think so well marinated, but it may sound a bit
I
obscene.
don't like how you're going. No.
Well
Let me
marinated
tell you.
is the
This
one.
one has jumped my acrobatics
After
hours.
you've given birth. No, that thing
Baba,
is so
won't take
true.
it.
It's so true.
After you've given birth, he has suffered in that period. Banange, come back, you are new and refreshed, well marinated. In the words of Sharon, you can.
add this thing.
Shouts out to you, Jenny. I'm a friend who does it so well.
Yeah.
I like Barbara's submission. Kubanga mine. Anyway, first I didn't even know why. But it was like a dry spell. Then it became like a house chore. I'm just like, why are we doing this? Like I didn't even want to. I was not seeing anybody else. I wasn't distracted. I was just, no. I'm like, you know that moment like when the hand moves and you're like, Neda nawe, not today. Yeah. Or like I'm walking on the street and you hold my hand, I'm like, Undi, are you
hold
lost?
my hand.
Yes. Like, are you lost? Then I see the phone call, I'm like, see now I'm bozy. Like I'm just, Then I realized that the contraception I used. By the way, you guys have bad manners who don't tell people these things.
Yeah.
I used, I think it's Implanon. You guys.
And they say people react differently.
No, now I figured that we had something in common when I was talking to my girlfriends. And I'm like, man, guys, I'm about to lose my marriage. I don't feel anything. And that's not like me because I am the physical,
Touch.
nothing. So someone was like, Mona, even, I'm like, but first wait.
What
Then
do we
says,
have
what
in
are
common?
you using? That's the thing. Girl. You are going to drink things, you're going to overdo what? Kumbe, your body has just
Closed.
logged off. Yes. So I had no interest. Everything was just annoying me, like, don't be in my space. You just be there. Like, what is it? Yeah, and I think for me the frustration was because I also didn't know what was happening. Trust me, when I knew. The problem is when I take it out like that week.
You conceive
Properly. So you guys, like it was just a thing. And he's also, in his moment, I can't explain because I also don't know what's going on. So he's feeling unwanted,
Rejected.
unloved. Rejected, that's a big word. Rejected. Like imagine every night you're with somebody and they're like, hey. Like you just.
I have a headache.
No, Bambi, me, I don't give those excuses. I don't want.
You just like, I don't want.
Yeah.
I know someone who told me they moved, got out of bed, went and got water and sat in the sitting room. I'm like,
I used to even escort the kids
say
to bed.
something. She just got out, went and got water and sat in the sitting room. I'm like, so what was your friend supposed to think?
No,
but
as
I'm
in
also
you want her to
thinking,
say something,
it
but she also
depends-
doesn't know what's going
It depends
on.
who you do that to, because I'm thinking,
You
Tebo's
follow it?
son, I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's saying we change locations.
The person follows. Oh, this is monotonous. It has become monotonous in the
Yeah, it's
bedroom.
monotonous. Kansange, dear. I would follow you.
Sharon.
I'm very okay.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking water, only
I've gone
water.
with water for some more lubrication.
I love you, Mr. Oh, Munengo Mutomo Gobela Konogamba. Are we good?
Are we good?
Nga you're there naked. Nga
Try
you're
here.
like,
We
try here.
Location.
Spice it up.
I can't even with you. Wow.
No, I mean, I was just thinking, like for somebody who is not able to communicate, depending on
Anything
how
it can go
how
anywhere.
it can go anywhere. Because
now when
somebody
you
who
get
is
out of-
desiring you, at that moment, you just
like, hey,
it's like, hey, is this like a hug? Let me find you, girl.
Treasure hunt.
My friends are going to kill me for saying that. Yeah, but it could be a treasure hunt. We could be confused, so maybe communicate.
But also on his side, like there's a time when he had no job. And you know, for men, that's like a whole different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I figured he had entered a bubble. It's like I was not there.
Yeah.
Like I was not. Do you know, like we're in the same space, but I'm like, you see, are we good? What? And you know, when you be like, are we good? I'm like, yeah. Then he moves on, like he goes back into his head. I don't know. So I felt like,
So you know, we keep.
What are we
stereotyping
doing?
that trait to be it's women who say headache. What I like that Via is, bringing that up. That that tables can actually turn. And again, my mom, I keep quoting her a lot. Auntie Mag, that once told me, "Hey, you be there saying you're tired because I'm tired. Oh, the baby is what." Then she made a statement, and in vernacular it just sounded so cruel. She said, "Hey, korba wamshabire yakwimiro ryantera."
That if it's you,
Like,
yes.
yeah, she was just telling me, like, the day it is your turn.
And you want.
And I was a typical Nakawela. I was just thinking, man, I need to rest. What now? The body. And when she told me that, it didn't make sense, until Until
Yeah.
and then you're like, hey, what did?
But it can also
Then I remember
take
now. Yeah.
No, but you imagine, there's some women who don't give it when they are pregnant. But it's very fair. 9 months. Plus, I don't know how many weeks the doctor has given you. What do you think he is? A metal?
No,
It's not fair.
Guys,
But
but
it
there are
can
men
be
who fear to touch
difficult.
their wives. There's a man who told me
No, that's different.
when his wife is
Yeah.
pregnant,
No, even
even
some
his
wives
lips
who
on the
have
edge
gone
of the
through-
bed like
yes.
this, he finds her so delicate. He's
Delicate.
so worried.
Experience.
When she's pregnant.
Yes.
Wow.
It happens.
He's the one now. Even if she taps, he's like,
Sagala
I'm
bizibu.
Kawa. She says, no,
So let me
I'm
tell
okay,
you,
don't fear.
I've ever tried to get into a
Experiences
mindset
can
over
freak
that.
you
They're
out.
like, no, like, the baby, how is the baby feeling?
I'm knocking his head. I hear you.
I was
Yes.
like, some people can traumatize themselves.
That's true. That's true. I've also had another man say that.
Mama,
that
how
baby?
long is it?
Yes.
Actually, I love you, but we're not doing
have
this
like
thing.
really scary experiences. Either
Yes.
like almost miscarriages,
Yes. Okay.
water breaking.
Yes.
And guys, we cannot ignore that experiences shape
Yeah.
most of the decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to make an exception. And I would not really judge somebody who makes a decision like that. However, I still think it's good to talk through these things so that the other spouse does not feel
Understands.
rejected. Guys,
Yes.
rejection in marriage feels so bad. It feels so lonely because you're not on a game plan.
It's not like you can
We're
go
doing
home.
life.
We're doing life together.
like
Whether
you're
you
going home
want
at
to,
6.
whether you want to. This
Yeah.
It's not,
This is
it's
all
not
we
just
got.
school.
If it's
It's
just
boarding.
boarding.
it's boarding and permanent boarding.
You are bored.
Wow.
Now, for me, there's this other flip, guys, of sex is pleasurable. But there's something about how physically you feel. Yeah? Like your spouse can be so nice and he's being very understanding and everything's good. But if for you,
You feel somewhere.
as a human being, you feel like some kind of way, it can also affect
It will affect intimacy a lot.
greatly. Yeah. So as opposed to people saying working out is for you to lose weight and what, guys, even just fitness, mobility, like feel yourself.
Flexibility.
It's not-
Ability,
yeah,
right?
like just be comfortable in
in your
yourself, and
skin.
usually things like that help because when you're not sure of yourself, then it becomes difficult to give.
To open up to someone and to
Like
give.
switch off the lights.
You know, there's one thing women struggle with, and I was released one time when I heard a gentleman speak, stretch marks.
Yeah.
And the guy said, he said for him when he sees a lady with stretch marks, it shows fertility,
Yeah.
and which is what women stand for.
Yeah.
We are supposed to birth. So when he sees stretch marks on a woman, he's
Another
like, oh my God.
productivity.
Yes. Yes.
Exponential
Yeah.
growth.
He said it makes him happy actually. He's like, oh my God. But then women will want to hide the stretch marks. We have bought, what is it, cocoa butter? Bio oil. All sorts of things to
You
get
still
away.
buy them. Take care of yourself.
Of a chick with a capote, now the guy has pointed with an arrow. It's like, Banange chicks, leave this capote, leave it alone. We like
Oh wow.
yeah,
leave it
the
alone,
way
we
you
like
see
it.
it, now she looks nice, there is a capote there, he did a arrow. Said, women, leave this thing alone. We like it.
You're talking about now men who empower and encourage their women.
Yes.
Me, I want to talk to the men who body shame their women.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
But
Because you see, she has been through so much. Some have even had triplets or twins. Then you're like, hey, honey, what are you doing about that, Tammy? You think for her she's not seeing it? She is.
This is not how I married you.
Thank you.
But you also didn't marry
there's a
me when
thing-
I'd given you
There's
children.
a thing Apmo keeps saying that the woman you got from your parents' home was
From her parents' home.
work.
From her
The one you have now
is
is
your work.
your work.
Yeah.
So
So, if you
if
want to
she's-
see something different, do something about
Exactly,
it.
but also, like you said, there's that period of I'm healing, I'm breastfeeding. It's not the time to make me aware of my body. I know, trust me, because when you come from the hospital, and I'm a C-section mom as well, when you come from hospital, you look pregnant.
Yeah.
Right? For a couple of months, you just look pregnant. And so everybody else has something to say. Don't be part of them.
Leave them to say, but you as the spouse,
Like
be
someone says it,
supportive.
and also your husband joins the KB. He encourages it. Oh, she's getting out of shape. She's about to burst. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Why
You
are you
should be
using
the
that
one-
accent, Husky?
You should be the one
That's
who
a
brings
novel. Why did you change your
Or,
accent?
yeah,
You should
or
be
even
the
tell you
one-
in private.
Exactly.
Like,
Like
but
bring
that
her
stomach.
back. Okay,
But
if it's
also
like
I
a year
also
later.
think, depending on the season you are at, sometimes even saying it alone is enough drama. Just don't say it.
Think it.
Tuli mu struggle.
No,
Komao.
It's
there are
like
people
you're
who are
in
that
the
intimate,
war.
and for them they talk about it. They're like, "Nay, honey, how can I help?" You get, because he also doesn't know. In all fairness, there are some who
angle
have
is
no
okay.
clue.
If someone is
Hey,
saying,
Chikuru,
how
know
can I
your
help?
partner.
Nay,
Say,
others just come and be like, I can't even go.
Know your
Know
partner.
your partner, because some people you should tell, some people you really know your wife has just
Like, if
jumped.
I dare
like
bring
you
it.
find out with her stomach and she has picked 4 slices of bread. You're like,
That thing she talked
sorry,
about, what's that
is
outfit?
that breakfast? So,
Which one?
hey, there. So I'm sorry.
That
then-
in Hadera.
My 4 slices, guy, you're like, friend, hold on. Then she joins you for breakfast.
Guys, she takes like a flask of porridge.
Yeah, in the throw the other one. Don't do it for the bread.
And she's like, I'm breastfeeding.
I'm breastfeeding.
But you guys, you remember also that a lot of, many of the women go through postpartum depression.
It's true.
So in that season, when you find out with her 4 slices of bread, even ask her that, can I bring butter? Because you don't know what's happening in her soul.
Yeah.
Remember,
That she
we
needs
shared that
comfort.
it's
But you know
such
that she also
it's a
doesn't know that
very
she's depressed.
deathly experience. Like your soul literally
been there.
dies in that season of
Yeah.
postpartum until you fight and get out of it months later. My God, it's so painful. So please, when you find out with a flask of porridge, ask her that, is there sugar or I bring sugar?
At least she's eating.
At least she's eating. Imagine
At
if
least
she was
she's
not
eating. First,
eating.
me, I used to cry. I don't just wail.
Yes.
Yeah, so it happens.
But
I think it's
after
good
a
to
year-
understand.
After
Some time, Khalid, when the child is talking and running, also women.
Yeah.
So you're talking about scenarios like pregnancy and what? What of those who are like that?
They just let
And
go.
They have let go. As in, there is nothing. The person has, you have not birthed,
Just you look like you have 6 children.
Yeah.
intimacy not
Has
there.
just jammed.
Hey, there is no reason. It's just jamming. There is no contraceptive. There is no babies. But
emotional connection. I've also shared
Yeah,
with women
yeah.
who say
Thank you.
they're failing to be intimate with their partners because
Yes.
they're not feeling the emotional connection.
yeah,
For me, that affects
I've
me.
also attended a kitchen party organized for a friend of mine who was getting
Kitchen
married.
party?
It was my
Catch
first
me,
time.
is it?
First
Her
time. What is
aunties,
a kitchen
party is like what you'd call a bridal shower, but this is by
Uh-huh.
older women. Her aunties came together and organized the kitchen
nice.
party
I
for
like
her.
it's lovely. We are
And-
changing the word.
I know.
Maybe a bridal shower
Kitchen
plus
party.
a kitchen
Yes.
party.
Let the older women speaking to the younger ones. I
Yeah,
love
too.
it.
One of the women, I remember her speaking, and we all held each other like this. We were little girls, just after uni. And she said, in marriage, your body belongs to your partner. Those things of we quarreled, I'm not happy, what, he is not looking after me, I don't feel connected to him. As long as he demands, she said, she was so crude, she was Mchiga. She said, just put. And even if you start daydreaming and thinking about other things, just put. I remember us saying, but this is what marriage is. That is so, it's so hard, it's so hard.
Right.
She said, because one, it will satisfy your partner. She said, but also, sometimes in the process, the
catch
mood
her.
comes in. You
Hey, you catch
The real good thing.
guys,
up. Gayolo mouth is those ends, then you catch up.
I can still remember what she looked like that day. It was so crude. She gave a very crude presentation. But she said, because your friend has needs, so what do you expect him to do?
Yeah.
Those things of saying, but me, he's not looking after me emotionally,
I'm
he's not
annoyed.
validating me, he's not listening to me. Financially, I'm looking after myself as a woman, everything I need, I'm done doing it for myself. So she said, no. So that's another conundrum. Is it biblical
To just put yourself there. Aren't you already?
to meet another person's needs?
Did you
Because
watch
the Bible
last
says
my
our
body-
bodies
my
belong
body
to
I
our
give to
spouses.
you.
Yes.
But you
That's
see,
why when I enter this place, when you walk. Yeah.
Even when you're not walk one man, just
No,
go.
open when your eye can't enter this holy matrimony.
Yes.
When your eyes are open, because one of the things that I realize is that for many young ladies, we enter with the hope of changing it.
The person.
Not just the
The whole
person,
thing.
changing the marriage. That when I
Writing
reach, the
their
body
story.
suddenly is mine. Therefore, it's not yours. But the truth is, you cannot say to yourself that I'm going to commit to this institution, and they tell you that in this institution, classes are on this day, exams are like this, these are the pass marks, this is when you failed. And then you're like, no, me, I want like this.
Me, I want exams before we study.
Me, I want exams before we study. Me, I
Wow.
want, you cannot, you will, that you will enter with a broken, you will enter already a failure.
With like a permanent F.
With like a permanent F, nga it is for you. So when the Bible tells you that the body is for the guy, banange, you guys, I'm one of those people who if I'm not emotionally connected. And the bad thing with emotional connection is that a small thing like this
And disconnect you.
like he can walk me through the day. Nga we are, he has walked me. He's like, bana hani olugambo yenzamwe. Baby, did you need anything? I've sent you lunch. Nga he's I'm well marinated. Then he says, by the way, before I reach home, let me first pass by.
Oh, everything forward.
I remember Brian used to complain. He'd just be like, but man.
Yeah.
The bad thing with relying on your emotions for my sexual satisfaction.
There's no guarantee.
I have no guarantees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
One small mistake,
What? By the way,
and
it was it.
I've lost the game.
Yeah, like if he comes in and then he's like, let's say he asks the kids, wait, what are you guys doing? I'm like, but why are you shouting at our children?
It's over.
Then me who had sent a message like, Banange,
I'm ready for you.
Come, I'm ready. Then I'm like, but why have you shouted at the kids? No, let's go. Sorry, let's go. So,
Wama, you come.
Wow.
it's like, no.
The other
What happened?
I'm sorry.
You're leading me on.
I tell now you've left me. So from that time, I remember, and that's why communication is so important.
It's very important.
He was like, man, Manuela, I hear you on this emotional thing, but it's too...
Can we rely on it?
I can't
It's too
rely on it,
fragile.
It's too fragile. It's just there like an those roots, adventitious. No depth. It's going nowhere.
Anytime.
No assurance, no nothing. And I used to rely on my emotions. Guy used to throw it at. How do you want physical intimacy before my emotional intimacy? I'm not going to do it. Banange, we had such a dry spell. Talking about emotional until that time when he told me that thing.
Thank God.
And I remember, yes. And I remember thinking to myself, you know what? He's actually right.
Yeah. We can't rely
Even
on my
we can't-
emotional
because
connections.
Even you're unstable.
hot, na yenga annoyed, but now I want. But I'm sorry.
Then you're there suffering.
I don't know how you guys do that
Let
thing.
me share a story.
I really can't relate.
Someone told me the husband would tell the wife, as we have quarreled. The other people have. The other people have not quarreled.
Yes.
So why are we making them suffer?
Yeah, why are we mixing issues? For real though. Why are we mixing issues?
From that day, I said, no, this here and here have to be separate beings. Let us be liberated from each other and let us say this. But I must tell you though, I remember a period saying, Holy Spirit, help me.
Yeah.
Help me to remove my emotions from this thing and be physical. I'd never known that I could pray such a prayer. Because even if you say somebody's body is my body is his body, the truth is without some lubrication, it won't assist
No.
him.
If you're there, but you've zoned out. There's no intimacy about it.
Yeah. And I'll tell God, Banange, God, by the time he reaches there,
Assist me.
assist me. And let me tell you, people, I want to say it's embarrassing to say such prayers, but the way they work.
They are answered like
Someone
this.
would be like, oh, why were you annoyed yesterday? What happened? No, it is well. All is well. What do you need? What do you need?
Because he's feeling you
Because
from
now
afar.
he's emotionally connected after. But I've also realized that there's a need for men to also do the reverse. Sometimes, don't just be physical with a woman. Also find a place where you meet her emotionally. So for you, if you see that last week, she came in for you, she didn't go emotionally and she just decided to go physical. You don't take it for granted.
Yeah. Connect with
that
her
she should.
emotionally.
Also, you the next time connect with her emotionally, so that you're in like that delicate, small delicate dance.
Delicate
the
dance.
dance.
That's why you looked
Are
at
you
me.
trying to say it's
I'm
got to be delicate?
Yeah.
Yeah, you put, don't do marriage alone. Holy Spirit came to assist. Call him.
He
Tell him
does.
things are dry. Assist. He will assist. Anyway, but that said, there are some very common unspoken things that quietly kill desire in marriage. How can couples begin to notice? First of all, notice, because noticing them is important, and then address them.
For me, there's two that I've really heard, shared, seen. One, they're physical ones, hygiene. For those of us that are breastfeeding.
Even those who are not breastfeeding.
Let me first. For those of us who are breastfeeding,
Milk smells.
the milk
On clothes.
smells on clothes, even on the body.
Even on the body.
So your hygiene has to really
Oh my
be
gosh.
top-notch. Those of I bathed once, or I bathed once,
We do?
or I bathed once in 2 days. No, you've
No
got to
way.
really take care of your hygiene, deodorants and all. And then even for the men, I've had women complain. Banange, he comes back home, he says he's so tired, he enters bed with the perfume he sprayed in the morning, the deodorant he sprayed in the morning, then he passed
The
by
sweat.
somewhere, took 2 beers and
And then he's like,
Baby.
baby, your body
Also
belongs
here.
your body
Yeah.
belongs to me. Yeah, so I've had that one about, yeah. And then the emotional one. The emotional one, for men, they say that women who quarrel, Nana, stop!
Can't stop what?
Of quarreling women.
Hey, yo, dear.
He says that as I'm parking my car, I know that I will even just be removing my shoes like this. And she starts, aha!
But then
Good
those
to
things
see
that
you.
you had, I mean, I wish women would just.
Yes. So for men, that one is such a, it's
a
I've-
turn off.
yeah, I've had it's such a turn off. Like, man, I've had a hard day. I've been fighting with the whole
With the whole
world.
world. Now I'm
When
back
I
to
come
fighting
home,
with
I'm
you.
coming home to a safe space.
please.
You can't pick on the fact that you called me, I didn't pick, you texted, I need.
I
I've
can't
come,
hold it of
I've
what
come
you've
back
done
after
wrong.
everyone has had dinner. When I last see the kids even homework, I don't do it. Then I didn't give you money for fuel, even the shopping money.
then school fees,
Then school,
co-curricular
school
activities.
fees, yes. I even told you my mother needs money. You didn't, like, they will
On top of that, I
surely
see the
be
other girl
anything.
smiling at you. Who is she?
Yes.
Wow.
There will be something, always. But can we hold ourselves back?
Just for that moment.
I like what you've just said. There will be something.
Always.
Yeah.
You know, because most times we think that people who have successful marriages,
We
they
don't
have
have
perfect
problems.
men or they have perfect women.
Zero.
And when you go in there and they say, no, there are some things I just say, peace.
No, they say before you get married, that thing you are saying, have both eyes open. Watch, learn, understand. When you get married, you close one eye. You're only seeing with one eye. The other, because there'll always be something you're picking on. Always. There's a guy who said his wife would, every shirt he would wear, it's, that shirt is fake. But that shirt, he said, man, I started dressing up in another room. So there'll always be something that irritates you.
Yeah.
Must you voice
Must
everything?
you?
Must you voice everything anyway?
you?
Yeah.
Maybe you can even voice it, but voice it differently.
Now imagine yourself being picked on every day. Sharon, see that shoe you've worn.
Why are you
See
voicing?
that earring
Go and
you're
buy the
wearing.
shirts.
No, arrange what you want him to wear without sounding.
Him if he's happy
Sometimes he
in
wants
his
his
shirt.
shirt,
Banangi. Can you imagine someone picking for you clothes every day? Are you a
Yeah, are
baby?
you a baby?
No, you know why I'm saying that? I know somebody that had to make it like her plan to dress her husband because he just never used.
If he
to
could accept
wear.
it.
Yeah,
If he's
that's
happy
okay.
with it, that's fine.
But if he wants to
See the
pick his
power
clothes,
there in
let
his
him.
shirt, which he has had since uni.
Might
He's happy
even be
with his shirt.
sentimental,
He's
right?
He's attached
Yeah.
to it.
But even
Yeah.
if
That
it's
is
not
also a
sentimental,
problem.
some men are just like, I have so many things to do, like school fees, work.
Is it?
A striped
Please.
shirt
Use
every
the
day
white
won't
shirt.
touch.
Yes.
But it's okay.
Yes.
Also,
Yeah.
it was one that I found on the road on my way here. I don't want to have to get into a car, go to the other side, buy an. No,
That's
just-
why I'm saying most married women that fixate on things like that is because they matter. When
To
you're
them.
yes, when you're next to Mr. Mlondo,
and you're holding his hand and moving, and you're all slayed in your very beautiful outfit, and he's in a shirt with the torn collar, it's not okay.
No, but it's
Can't
not
we
okay.
keep quiet because
It's not okay because you're fearing public opinion.
No, it's not okay because I don't like my
it-
baby to look like that.
I'm
Why
glad
am I
that
in a Gucci shirt and I get a
Hold
Gucci
on.
shirt?
I'm glad you've talked about
It's
it.
being
Because
mean.
Mr. Mlondo like on Sunday, I would go. There was a period when God taught me about having Sunday best. So I actually have Sunday best. I don't wear them for anything else except
They're for
for
Sunday.
church.
Yeah.
So I start wearing Sunday best. Now I used to wear jeans, what. So I start wearing Sunday best. Now I realize God hasn't told Mr. Mlondo about Sunday best.
Yeah.
So he would verse like his jeans, what. He comes. Nayenga, in my heart I'm like, hey, but nange ondaba nyambade this with Mr. Mlondo has come out in a jean and a t-shirt. Then one day he said, hey, these days you're so smart for church. What is it? I said, thank you for asking me.
Let me tell you.
To Sunday best these days. You understand? Sometimes I think that, and I could have talked, the old me, I would have said, so babe, God has told us now we have to have Sunday best. And he would have looked at me like, oh, please. Shut up. Yes, not today.
Even me, God can't talk to me.
Even me, God can talk to me. Yeah, he's the only one who talks to you. So you find that there are certain things which you have to have peace about and say, you know what? This one, God help me, and he sees it. Because Mr. Mlondo is not one that you buy for a cloth and he wears it.
He needs to like the outfit.
He has to want it as him. So you have to know also your own person. You understand? Because even me, when he buys me anything, I don't wear it. Most times it's not what I like. You get what I mean? And he has to know me. He knows me now like that. Know him like you. So
I think
when
for me,
you know
where I
your
was
person,
coming from is there are people who have like their strengths that your partner will
Person
have.
has.
Yeah. And I'm not saying dress up and be all extra because I'm being extra, or let's do jeans because it's denim day or what. No, but there are things that can be
Denim on denim.
those things on
That's
denim
okay.
on
Chitenje
denim.
on chitenje.
Yeah,
Wow.
over kitenje day.
My
I'm
God.
not saying that, but there is, for example, your spouse having a torn dress. Or
And
a
came
collar,
tear.
or a faded, as in Chikadi. I think there,
It's time to step
buying
in.
call for him and say, I know you like those pants. I got you some fresh pants. It's
Exactly the
That's
same.
different though.
But also,
It's exactly the same.
But also
they'll
you
be
can lose
offended.
it.
You can. Yeah, I can lose it.
Can lose it.
That would be me.
Be
Something,
quiet.
anytime.
Like just.
Police.
It's like, but you guys, where is my trouser?
You
Mr. Mlondo
guys,
had call that one.
leave
You know that one when
men's clothes alone.
you know that one
When
when
I
you
go
hang
from collar, no.
it has here a line for. Mr. Mlondo loves it.
I don't know why people get
Nah,
attached.
yeah,
to
he
it.
lost it. In fact, Mr. Mlondo, that trouser, I don't know if you remember it. It was black, it was faded. It has go here line. He's comfortable. I lost it.
Yeah.
He looked for the trouser. I also helped to look.
Over where yeah, is it?
People washing. Whoa.
Hey,
My
yeah,
brother
people
did
washing.
donate it. I said, no, honey, I remember I did.
donate
But do you remember? Do you think he did? You see a trouser which was no, honey, it wasn't. We looked Peku today. Honey, actually, it was me. So you can also lose some clothes.
I think so.
On the
But
line,
someone can
the
be
dog
there in
can
their
eat it.
trousers.
Torn collar. There's something you
Man.
just.
And
can't
you're like,
allow.
no, we are not
Yeah.
doing this.
Eh.
Yeah. Wow.
Also, keeping quiet, I think, is now so bad manners.
It's not keeping quiet. It's finding
Knowing
peace.
when.
Okay, no.
I think knowing the when and the how is important,
Yeah, it's important.
which we rarely know.
Because we want to do it then
And
and that.
now.
I think for me, unmet expectations. And I feel like marriage is the one place where
Managing
the
expectations.
expectations are too high in a marriage.
Yeah.
So when you find that your expectations have not been met, most
It's
times you
stressful.
withdraw.
Yeah.
Yes.
You withdraw. And then also resentment.
Yes.
People, there's a time you can reach in marriage and you resent your partner. And again, getting out of that
It's hard. Yeah.
is so difficult.
And it builds slowly.
It's
One small thing and another thing and another thing. Before you know
Because
it, resentment.
And it's commonly from unresolved things.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, no audience to speak. You can't speak about something.
Or even when you speak,
It's dismissed.
yeah.
It destabilizes
Yeah.
things. So they just keep building up slowly.
Yeah.
And
Until
so as
the bottle
opposed to the
fills.
reaction of outbursts and what, you just present that person. You kind of just.
And sometimes you withdraw into a safety cocoon.
Yeah, it's
Like,
to keep you safe.
I'm safe here,
In a bubble.
so you
Stay
withdraw and go there.
Yeah.
And it's not that you're doing anything about to hurt the person or to what. It's
You're
just
guarding yourself.
you're guarding yourself. Like, I found safety in my cocoon, because the more I expose myself to you, the more you
more I
hurt
get-
me, the more I
yes.
get hurt. So let me be safe in my cocoon. And in the process, the intimacy dies.
Guys,
The
and
thing
then
you're
there's
talking
this
about,
one.
Our Holy Spirit.
the one she's talking about, I think for me it would be two things. First, the money thing. You guys.
Money breaks it.
The luck there, oh.
I'm telling you,
All
because I'm like, what are we doing? So you want to outdo yourself so that what? Like, you just get annoyed.
You don't have energy to work, but you have energy for night activities.
Because in your head you're thinking, are you
Amani ugajewa.
Who is empowering you? Like, I don't get it. But also, I would say other relationships. Because there are people who get married and they want to keep Barbara as their bestie. You're a guy. Why is Barbara still your bestie? Like, it's some way. That intimacy thing you've said with other people.
Yeah.
It's some way. Like, you
It's a
keep
very
saying,
thin line.
Yeah.
It's a very
Like, for
thin
me, your first joke is Barbara. Come here. But who is Barbara? So I feel like those other relationships can actually affect intimacy because over time, so those other relationships, for me, I feel like it can kill, especially when you're not voicing it. When you go into that bubble, you will enjoy the bubble and stay there.
There you enter
Let them
pornography.
find you in that isolation.
We enter pornography.
That's it.
Enter pornography. Auntie, because you can't get your chick, auntie, you're comparing, but then there's this other chick, this other relationship, it looks like it's good, but what if it was like, then you enter pornography. Banank. Nothing kills intimacy like porn. That one absolutely kills intimacy. But now, okay, let's say it has gone down, or you've been married long. Like, how do we keep the fire burning?
We need to understand that the world has made sex seem like it's a man's thing. And I honestly, genuinely disagree. It's almost like a propaganda to make it seem like it's only a man's need.
Yeah.
But I have had the privilege to see it just play out even in women's lives. Women that prioritize intimacy. And I think why sexual intimacy comes at the top of the list is its results are extremely tangible. It will show. Find a married woman that is not getting some, it will show. Go do all your facial things, moisturize all you want, it will show. Baby, you're not getting some.
So you see us from there.
From there, it will show. Like the results of you being sexually active and having that intimacy in your marriage shows. So for me, it's just that mindset change to know.
Change the mind.
Change the mind. That you're going through the tribulation, seasons are changing, maybe your emotional tank is not full. This is not just for your spouse. It's also for your own benefit. My friends laugh when I say we postpone the quarrel. You're not going to spoil our day. Because if we started well, what has happened? Now I bring my drama. No. This benefits both of us. But also as a Christian, I know that this beautiful thing we call marriage is under attack. I'm not going to pretend I'm in some fairy tale world that God created. I know that there are trials and tribulations. We were okay, so what has flipped exactly? And I got that with all my heart and pray for the Holy Spirit to just... So I like that you say the Holy Spirit. So even calling him in the middle of all that, but no emotions, they just start to lose power.
Yeah.
Yeah? And then talking about things.
Yeah.
If you can't talk about it, then it's okay. Wait.
That's what if the partner then want to talk?
It's okay. Talk to the Holy Spirit. Talk to the Holy Spirit. Work on yourself. Like I said, it has to start from, fill that cup. Then you stop looking at intimacy like, so
Like it's his
I love to
thing.
be kissed in the morning. You don't kiss me, I will kiss you. But there's a whole mindset thing
That
he
needs
has
to
to first
change.
do. Mukwana, as long as I'm benefiting.
You're putting in.
I like that you said work on yourself, because, I mean, that's the only thing that's in your control.
Yeah.
You're not going to work on anything else.
Yeah.
Like I told you guys, everything is in the scripture. 1 Corinthians 7. Let the husband render to his wife the affection due her, and likewise also the wife to her husband. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. And likewise the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. Do not deprive one another except with consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, so that Satan does not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. The thing there that I see is, at some point you can actually pray about your relationship. Yeah.
Your sexual intimacy.
Yeah.
But I love how, the Bible has everything. Like you can be there and
All
you're like,
solutions.
this problem I have no solution for it. But honestly, it's in the Bible, and the Bible is saying that if there's a time for you to take, one of us here should have said, no, the one time there was a drought was because
We were praying and fasting.
girl. But
please.
no, that is not.
Not
but,
at all.
Yes, but it's important that we do that. I think for me, when it comes to reigniting, it's about self. And saying and finding joy in you, so that you might be able to
Pour around.
forgive.
Yeah.
Because like she said, it's for two of you. This marriage is a purpose thing. You being together is important. But I think my biggest prayer for many homes and many marriages is especially for the men. Because I feel like we have these conversations as women, and the men
don't.
They are not. So you have a woman who's willing to give her body to him, but he's not willing to give his body to her. For example, to say, actually, my wife has a headache. I have a headache. By the time the wife says, I have a headache, and he's like, yeah, that's my body, and that body, it has a headache. The flip. Because most times we tell women, your body is his body, but also, his body is my body. So I should be in a place, he should also be in a place where he can feel me as a woman and my pains the same way I should also feel. I like how the Bible there kept saying, likewise, unto one another. May we find a place where we can feel for the other person as a child of God. This is God's son. And men, men feel for us women. Like, can we do this? Can we dance together? Can we dance this thing called marriage together? Until next time, with love from Fatmas.